Hi guys, Paul here, and today I'm out collecting materials for my upcoming course. So as some of you may have seen, I have a course coming up with the High School Cavalry, and basically what I'm doing with them is I'm setting up a long-term primitive shelter and showing them the more primitive side to living in the woods. That's going to involve sort of shelter building, hunting and trapping, and also fire kit. And today I've come out to collect some materials for my Bowdrill kit. I'll be doing a demo on Bowdrill. I'll also be setting them a challenge of producing an ember against each other as sort of a team building exercise. But as I was out collecting my Bowdrill material, I thought I would share a little trick I learned along the way with you guys. Now traditionally, or should I say traditionally, typically I would use hazel or willow for my spindles for my Bowdrills. But I've found there's one wood that I love probably more than any other, and that's elder. Now elder doesn't strike me as a very common wood for doing Bowdrill with, and that's probably for a very good reason, and the trick I'm about to show you overcomes that reason and makes it probably one of the best woods you can use for Bowdrill in my opinion. So typically when you are making your spindle for your Bowdrill kit, what you'll do is round the bottom. I haven't done it on this one, but you can see it on the elder spindle here, and you make the top pointy, and the reason for that is to reduce friction at the top so that all your energy, all the force is being transferred into heat and then an ember down at the bottom, and you're not wasting any of that effort up here. Now with a piece of willow, that's perfectly easy to do. You can sharpen a nice fine point on there and it works great. It does wear down over time and you have to keep resharpening it, but that's kind of just what usually happens. Elder on the other hand is a very soft wood, but what it has is a pith in the middle. So if you were to try and sharpen a piece of elder to a point like this, you would not manage it. Obviously the pith being in the middle means that you would maybe get up to about here and then the rest would be pith, and obviously you can't Bowdrill on pith because it's incredibly soft and fibrous and it's not much use for being a strong point. So the way you can overcome that and make the elder one of the better woods for doing Bowdrill with is to just carve the end up like you normally would, just thin it out a wee bit, and then put a stone in the end, or you can use a bit of bone, you can use a bit of antler, and there's all sorts of different things you can use. But you can see I've just got a stone in there. Nothing special about it, just one I picked out of the river. And what that does is enable us to use this elder now, because we can get a nice fine point on here. There's not going to be lots of friction. This stone is nice and smooth, and it'll only get smoother the more we use it. And that means we can use this elder as a spindle. And one of the other benefits to having stone in here means you're not having to constantly resharpen it, so your spindles will last a wee bit longer, and it's easier to kind of find a bearing block. It doesn't have to be a hardwood necessarily, because you're not going to be wearing through it at the same rate. So just with that small trick you can make this kind of uncommon Bowdrill wood something you can use, and like I say, it's one of my favourites. Now I'll do a little demo and show you guys just how good it is, and the proof is in the pudding, as they say. So there you go guys, that was a quick demo of the elder spindle doing its thing, and as you can see the stone is held up perfectly well. In fact, if anything, it's become more polished, and as I was using it, it also polishes the bearing block as well. So over time the two just become perfectly matched, and it's almost like using a bearing. There's literally no friction whatsoever. But if you guys go out and give this a go, be sure to let me know how you get on. I think elder is one of those woods that's kind of underrated when it comes to Bowdrill. It's quite easy to identify and it's pretty widespread. It's got lots of uses as well, so it's an interesting one to know. Props to David. Me and David sat down in Wales and we were discussing spindle options, and we came across elder and we were trying to figure out how we could make it work, and eventually we came to the conclusion that we could put something pointy in the end to replace the point that should be there that the pith stopped us from being able to make. Again guys, thanks for taking the time to watch. I hope you're all having a good day. I've got to go and fire some primitive pottery and stuff and enjoy the sunshine while it lasts. Again, any questions, just fire them below, and take care.